Hi, everybody. It's Alyssa. I'm here to budget my third week of March. And I thought this would be just a standard, boring weekly paycheck week. But I subscribe to USPS Informed Delivery to see what is getting delivered to my mailbox. And a couple days ago, I saw that I was getting something from the Pennsylvania Department of Revenue. And I got scared because I used to live there. I lived in Pittsburgh for a couple years, and then I lived on the eastern side in a small town called Lidditz, kind of by Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Anyway, I lived there for a bit, and then I moved to Tennessee at the beginning of 2022. So I haven't lived there for a couple years. So I was getting something in the mail, and I'm like, oh no, what do I owe them? What are they coming after me for? But I open the envelope and it's just a check with zero explanation. It's just a check for, what was it? $384.01 with no explanation. So I'm like, what the heck? Like, usually if it were a refund on your taxes, they would send you a tax form with it and tell you why you're getting the refund and that you need to probably claim it on your next year's tax filing, you know? So I'm thinking that this was probably a rebate for something. There was some kind of like rent and homeowners rebate back in 2021, I think. So I don't know if they just had a backlog and they finally got to me and gave me this rebate. I have no idea. There was zero explanation. So, I mean, I'll take the free money, and I always keep a buffer in my tax savings category here. So, like, if they come after me in the future for their money that they sent me, I'll have it. That's fine. But yeah, I'm thinking it's some kind of rebate. So, I don't know. If anyone else in Pennsylvania got a random check, can you let me know? So that's cool. And then, so I got my $1,450 from my weekly paycheck. And then I got that Pennsylvania, what I'm assuming is a rebate. And then I also got $22 from a doggy check-in that I did because I do like pet sitting and pet check-ins on the side for extra income. So that's all where all this 1856.01 came from. But first, I do have this overspent category that I should talk about. So it's pretty big. So this is actually my parents' mortgage payment because my poor dad, he's trying to switch over to a different bank. And I guess he like just completely closed his original bank that he's had for years when he switched to a new bank because I think they just had like a slightly higher interest rate or something. I don't know why he switched. Anyway, something happened with the new bank account and they're having issues paying their bills and like accessing their money in this new bank account. So they had to go to their previous bank and try to open another bank account because they're going to go back. But anyway, they're in a state of like chaos right now, just trying to shuffle their money around. So lesson learned, I would strongly advise having at least two bank accounts for precisely this reason. This has actually happened to me before. Last year, so I use Betterment. My main checking is with PNC, and then I have a bunch of like side checking that I opened for like bonus rewards. But I also used to have my Roth IRA with Betterment. That's where I originally opened it. And I also use their cash reserve high yield savings. It's at 4.75% APY right now. So that's why I hold like a lot of my savings, as you can see. And last year when I decided that I didn't want to use Betterment for my Roth IRA because I just wanted to self-manage it and not pay their advisement fees at Betterment. So I transferred my Roth IRA to Vanguard, and Betterment did not give me any warning that they freeze your entire account, including your high yield savings, they freeze everything. You cannot access it for like the duration of the transfer of your Roth IRA. And I had no idea how long that was going to take. And I happened to do it like a week and a half before I needed to make a huge tax payment. So, because I pay quarterly taxes. So anyway, luckily I have this other high yield savings where I now keep enough to make a tax payment if needed. But yeah, I had to kind of scramble and basically like shove all of my paychecks into these accounts to be able to pay that upcoming bill. And yeah, my account wasn't frozen. It was frozen for maybe like 5 or 6 days. I just didn't know how long it would take and if I would be able to pay my taxes on time. So anyway, lesson learned. Probably beneficial for most people to have at least 2 bank accounts just in case, not have all your eggs in one basket. But yeah, so that's that. So that's their mortgage payment. So I'm going to just let this sit. If it gets to the end of the month and they can't pay me back yet, I will just cover this with either my next month fund or my emergency fund and take care of it in April when they pay me back. But for now, I'm just going to assume that they'll pay me back this month. So I'm just going to let it sit for now. But that's what that is. So let's go ahead and we'll start with putting 280 and then 280.01 to get rid of that 1 cent. Perfect. And then I always put 350 towards my taxes. And then my fund money, so we'll give myself my $75. And I have made a bunch of shifting around of my fund money categories. So I mentioned last week that I am currently kind of saving money aside in my travel fund here for my upcoming trip to Oregon to visit my brother. And he texted me this week and was like, hey, while you're here, do you want to make another trip out to the coast? Because he lives in Bend, which is like Central Oregon. So he asked if I would be interested in going a weekend to the coast and stay in like a cabin for a couple nights. So I was like, yes, but I need to also put money aside. I don't know how much that's going to be. I would assume that this would be close enough to cover my portion for 2 nights at a cabin, but I don't know. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and put another $50 towards that from my fund money. And yeah, I feel like that should be good enough, but we will see. I will keep you updated. And then I also set a target for my personal care category because I have a lot that comes out like all at once. I made a few notes here. Like I'm going to buy a couple things that I'm going to run out of around June. So it's going to be a pretty expensive month in June, I think. So I want to just make sure that I have money set aside for all the things that I want. Plus, when I get back from Bend, I'm probably going to want another haircut. So yeah, just want to kind of keep an eye on this. And then next month, it'll ask me to fund it a little bit more. I set a target of, 150, which I don't know if that'll even be enough if I also want to get a haircut. But yeah, just set a target and put some money aside for that. And what else? Oh yeah, my stuff and things. Oh, because when I go to Bend, I'm going to be shooting some photos. I do film photography, so I'm going to be bringing a couple cameras and some film. And when I lived in Chicago and Pittsburgh, I developed my film myself at home and like bought my own chemicals and everything to do that. But where I live in Tennessee right now, we are on septic. And so you don't want to like dump film chemicals down the drain if possible. So if I developed at home here, I would need to dispose of my chemicals at like a film lab. And the closest one is about 45 minutes away from me. So it's just like, I don't know. I mean, it probably would still save me money in the long run if I developed myself, because as you can see, it's a little bit pricey because I also can scan at home. I have a film scanner and everything. But for now, I just send my film out because I'm not shooting too much right now, but I know that I'll shoot probably at least 2 rolls while I'm out in Oregon. So I just put the prices here for the lab that I use to develop and scan my film. So yeah, just want to make sure that I have money set aside because I will probably send my film out while I'm in Oregon. So just want to make sure that I have that. So that's that. And then I'm doing well on groceries, so I don't need any money there. I'm good on everything else. Ooh, I will need gas this week. I think 45 should be enough. And then, okay, so I have $1,106. Well, let's go ahead and just finish out. I was doing $50 a week to my car fund, but might as well just finish it out with that extra $100. And then we can put the $6 in my next month fund and finish that up next week. And then we can put $1,000 towards retirement. And that gets me 46% funded of my $30,000 goal, which is awesome. So anyway, bit of a rambly one today. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you have a good weekend, a good week, a good rest of your March. Thank you so much for watching and liking and subscribing. And I will catch you guys next week for my next Budget With Me video. All right, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.